Alright, first and foremost, we start off by saying the praises be to
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem, Yahshai, Hashem, Kakadash.
Alright, double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. Salute you bros, teaching of awareness, sincerity, and truth on the four corners of the globe, man. And like you say, all the time. Well, right now, man, we in a serious time, man. You know what I'm saying? And right now, so much going on out here. You know, that all these prophecies, like we say, are speaking. You know, so pretty soon that chip is gonna be physically. You're gonna physically see people around you getting chipped. Okay, and they're pushing the infrastructure for the chip all around you, AI data centers, and things of that nature. There's another one. That's what they're setting up. When they're pushing AI in the news, we're talking about AI and AI. I'm talking about the top people that talk about it. They're talking about that chip. That chip's gonna be when they got them robots following you, you're gonna be following chips, motherfucker. You're gonna be part of the grid if you can get that chip. Alright? Also, some money. Let's get Revelation. Let's get the mark of the beast. Let's start with the mark of the beast. It's Revelation, chapter 13, and verse, straight to the point. The mark, yeah. Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right, so you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell unless you got what this is inside. Now everybody that teaches embargo, bigger nations putting embargoes on smaller nations. That just doesn't even sound right. It says every person. So what happens to the people that are putting the embargo on other countries? They miss the chip. It doesn't make fucking sense. How does you guys lock that up, man? That shit sounds pathetic, bro. But anyway, that's all BS, and everybody's seeing this BS. You got people that are chipped in Sweden to use the trains. Okay, you got places that chip model already rolling out. Chips that matter of fact, Elon Musk chipping on under him, which is nothing but a fucking government puppet, elite puppet. Every time you see the dude, he's throwing the diamonds. Okay, all of these people, these puppets, man. That's the truth. These elites, man, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and these bloodlines. They've had plans of this stuff, and they've been pushing it through over the years through movies and things like that, adverts, stuff, things of that nature. Okay. So what they do, they've got these fucking famous, the puppets. What is it? All these famous people, man? They're just famous, and it just so happened to be pushing agendas or speaking on things that align with the New World Order. Because it's all set up. It's not random. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Yeah, and that's 666, man. That digit was on the barcode. Yeah, people go, well, you know, some people is always trying to say something ain't true, man. You know, because you don't want it to be true, man. You don't want the truth to be the truth. That's why when we say something like, look, man, America's going to be destroyed in permanent destruction,
And you'd be like, well, that can't happen. That's not happening in 200, 300 years. Why? So are you prophesying that? You know what I'm saying? Who told you that? Where did you get that from? And that's that's taken away from the book of life. I was gonna say, and 1 and 2. Someone get me like, well, you get a random civilian and he's telling you that okay, it's gonna happen in 200 years. Where did you get that from? You're a prophet now, because that's what you're saying. And then next time someone says that, I'd say that. I say, well, where did you get that from? And you know what? They ain't really gonna say things like that now. Going again into the time we're in. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
Yep.
Revelation 22 and verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
So you gotta get it right. You gotta say the right thing. Because you're gonna be basically putting spirits on people. You're a false prophet. You're putting spirits on people. Okay? You got people believing in bogged out doctrines, doing bogged out things. You know, it's the truth. Rewiring their brain, to Satan. Okay, that's what you do. So when you got the truth now, it makes you roll accordingly in the spirit, according to what the fuck is actually happening and what the Lord said. You falsify, you prophesying falsehoods, you making things up. The Lord didn't say that, you say that that's what it is. When you got that Satan, just told you that then. Okay? Scripture says hasten the day, number one. And then basically it tells you about us, about the signs of the time, right? So we know, based off what's going on, based on the time we're in, we just know that this is it. Okay? So now when you see Trump with Europe and that and all this variants going on, see before when there was a conservative party or party and all that in, you would have known what you would have thought, how is this gonna even end? How the fuck is Europe, the UK, in the USA, how the fuck is it going to split up? It didn't seem like it would never happen. And then you had Obama, you had all these heal the world type cats on the LGBTs. That's what there was. People like that, yeah. And so you had that philosophy, keeping everything intact. You're walking down the street, you see more, you get pissed off. And the leaders in there representing it and saying, well, you can't say nothing against them because you're going to get done. Okay? Not fine, but you're going to get yourself done. So you better watch what he's saying in the speech. That was how, through the leaders, how it was. Now the Lord put someone in there that's rattling every cage, changing things up, stirring things up, changing the system, breaking it from that's the new world order. That's doing out with the old and in with the new. You see the new world order happening right in front of your face, man. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
There you go. So they're crashing out. Okay. Jake, that's the same. Crash out. Well, ICE is crashing out. Okay. They're cornering people in the corners of the streets and smoking people.
Gun bucking.
Good. Stomping them out. All sorts of shit. So, that's how the Lord set up. And that whole immigrant crisis thing that we were saying, it was all set up. That's justified ICE now to start smoking people and then blurring the lines of what actually is a terrorist. And ICE was set up from 9/11. So that tells you right there exactly what's going on. They was always extending that terrorism thing going back from 9/11. Okay? So, domestic terrorists and all that, guess what? See things. In the UK, they got that too, they already got that. If you say anything really against the UK government, they're basically you're thieving. So that's the stuff that we was telling you that we have in martial law and stuff. And it's materialized. How nah man, that's something. Yeah, it is. No, they couldn't. Why would they do that? That's bullshit. Okay. And all them martial law acts and all that, they've had them acts just fucking sitting there dormant waiting. Okay. Whatever excuse. And Trump, he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do anyway. It's just the act's coming after, or you know what I mean? The discussions ain't even happening. He's just doing whatever he wants. And you know what? And that's how they're rolling anyway. When that lockdown happened, when did they have a discussion about that? How the fuck just lock down the whole planet, man? So things ain't what you think you're seeing ain't what it is. Get someone give it, was it Romans 13? And 10?
Romans chapter 13, verse 10 or 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right, so the first of all, the scriptures say it's a high time to wake out of sleep. You got the movie Eyes Wide Shut. That's the people out here, they're walking around like zombies. They're zombies. Okay, they're just, when this place gets destroyed, man, they're gonna wake up, especially the heathen, you're gonna wake up getting fucking ripped, So it's like a fucking movie, role play. We don't know what we do, we don't know who you are. We gotta tell you who you are. That's how the proof of the fact that we are the zombies. Okay? We don't know what's going on. And then the whole time, the system's been run by pedophiles, blood drinking, you know what I'm saying? Child sacrificing pedophiles. You would have told people that, you're crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But, that's the truth. And then through the Spirit, man, it's all coming out anyway. You can't make this up, man. The scriptures talks about that, the truth shall, but anyway, it says, you know what I'm talking about. But the Lord's got the Epstein files just out there, man. You gotta know what's called Epstein files. Just for public consumption. Everyone has to deal with that. It's crazy.
Quick one.
In fact, I wanted to add, because you had the ex-MP, what's his name, Andrew Bridgen, all up in the House of Parliament, he was, man. Alright, but he came out and he's come out and he started to expose the PDF files, the sex trafficking rings that's happening with the children going missing in Ukraine. And he's an ex-prime minister, man. And he's coming out and he's pretty much airing out what the scripture says, their tongue shall fall upon themselves. He was all up in the House of Parliament and that, coming up against the Vicky's Venom as well. And when he actually voiced his opinion on the Vicky's Vindictive Venom, you know, and said how, you know, how it's basically, you know, it should be scrapped and that and whatever. It's causing problems and health problems and strokes and so on and so forth. You know, people outside the fucking House of Parliament, they started cheering and shit when he made the announcement. You know, and pretty much that's like bulletproof. I think it's like soundproof or bulletproof, one of them. And they're saying that they're not even supposed to hear the crowd cheer that loud. But when he was making that announcement about the Vicky's Vindictive Venom, the crowd, they cheered so loud that you could hear it inside the House of Parliament, man. You know? So you got ex-MPs coming out and exposing all kinds of shit. You know, which, hey, you know, you got guys that are insiders as well. We know these things, man. But the truth, the scriptures say their tongue shall fall upon themselves.
Right.
You know, they're confessing, you know? And really, ultimately, it's the Lord having them do that anyway, man. You know?
Yeah.
What's there's a few scriptures I'm trying to remember, but basically, I just had it in my brain. But in the end time, basically,
I've got a scripture on that, Elder. Yep. Luke chapter 8 and verse 17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
There you go.
Yep, yep.
So there you go. That's it right there. Everything's coming. Everything. There's nothing here that should not be revealed. I think that's how it says it. Basically, that's it. That's it. Everything's coming out. The true color of the Lord. The truth. You know what I'm saying? What these devils have been doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, who the real people of the Lord are, what their future is. You know, and people are gonna see it too. You know, you're gonna see it, man. You think it's far-fetched, so y'all didn't expect society to be like this, though. So why is it like that through the prophecy? We still believe in some Egyptology right now, and that some of them is pumping them up to be Egyptologists. But where's the end-time prophecies in Egyptology? Fucking horror. Okay. A lot of y'all just got the problem with the Bible. Well, you ain't got no faith. Oh, it's a book. Why would that book? Whatever. Because you ain't got no faith. Okay.
Scripture.
That's why they had the book of Eli. And they was all they were trying to get the book and the understanding, but you know they didn't have the understanding.
Yep.
Couldn't get the scriptures told you about getting the understanding. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 34 and verse 16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
What? Woo. Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read, man. That's where you're gonna get the understanding. Okay, not Egyptology, you ain't gonna learn nothing from that. Go ahead.
No one of these shall.
Ain't telling you that the Lord's coming back to destroy this place. He's telling you about World War III, so what you gonna learn?
Shit.
Right.
Right.
Tell you about the mark of the beast.
You're gonna learn witchcraft. That's probably the only thing you're gonna learn in that. Alright? What they used to do. Okay, cool, good on you. Maybe that might work.
Yeah.
Okay. Them old demonic techniques revived, you know what I'm saying? You know? And that's what a lot of them are using. The Brother Polite and all that. And then you got these different people, the Black Masons, who they use different things. Okay? Different techniques and shit. Satan. Go ahead.
And it says, no one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. Salakia.
There's a scripture that, yeah, so, and there was a scripture where I was reading it yesterday, man, and I was thinking, I said, I need to do this in the NLV, do a video. I can't remember what it is, but we'll come back to it, right? So, I will I'm trying to remember it now. But
What we got?
Second Ezra 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it
Right,
shall...
so evil shall be put out, and what did you say?
deceit shall be quenched.
Deceit shall be quenched. So all the lies, you know, the Lord don't work like that. You think the Lord's gonna have you there? Like, let's say you lock someone in the basement, tied them up, raped their missus, shit. Took his identity. Let's just say there was a movie like that, and then your famous paintings, they think it's your paintings, and that's just forever. That's how it ends. Do you know how dramatic that is, man? you never find out. You just think this Jean Jacques was the guy, and it wasn't really Jean Jacques.
Man.
It was Borag in the basement. You know what I'm saying? That's demonic, man. And that's what Esau's done with us. Identity theft, man. And what, you just gonna be like that forever? You don't work like that. And then you got people who constantly cause the way the Most High works. Y'all just don't want to give the Most High's credit. The whole bunch of y'all shy. They'll say universal law and all this kind of stuff. Say that the money among the Moors that are around. They say that shit. Y'all don't want to give the credit to your whole bunch of y'all shy, man. Are you crazy? What's cosmic laws, man? What's that? There's a creator, there's a force, there's a being, the ultimate Yahweh. He's the one making things happen. His laws and you know what I'm saying? Boundaries and but that's why the scripture says, what a man sows shall reap. You know what I'm saying? Right?
As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Yeah, this is the scripture that I was, the first one that I was thinking of. That one. So the truth, man, it shall be declared. You know that. So that's what's happening right now. Okay, so you ain't got nothing to say right now. All you scoffers and you scorners, and a lot of you just it shows how dark. That dude man, black, dark, people.
Devil dark.
And that was what he was saying.
It's an unreal.
Right. Psalm chapter 64, verse 7. But Yahweh Shem Shai shall shoot at them. With an arrow suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
Yeah, so like even the shills and Esau doing this, whatever, controlling the left and the right, and shills and talking on themselves and all that. The Lord made them do that. You exposed, it ain't going in your favor, like y'all think. Or we're gonna try to control the narratives. It's not going in your favor. You're exposed and you ain't gonna come back from that. Okay? So you've been played. You've been played. You know what I'm saying? Right, so you know that I think that was it. One of them said to Superman or something. Wow, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his...
So he's been exposed. Alright? How he operates, who he is. Esau, Edom. Okay, and they hated that so much that those shills trying to come up with ways for them to not be Esau, Edom. Trying to make us be Hamites. Shit like that. You see, it's your government agents, man. Okay?
Another one.
Yeah.
Job chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
And guess what? When we in there, oh yes, so the Lord controls it all. You know, the people that are the deceived, you know what I'm saying? The deceived and the deceived, all the ones walking, running around like Loki, breathing fire out their mouths. You know when you get them people that the flame breathers, and they get the things that go. You know what I'm saying? That's what you know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord's got all of you. Y'all that do that, He's got y'all as well. You know what I'm saying?
Nahum chapter 3, points in 5 are all before. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Read it again.
Yep, verse 5 says, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
So there's a lot of exposure going on there. Okay, and that's when the Lord set his prophets up to do what? To do that exposing and everything. We said it, and then it happens. Okay. So then what happens when we say, well, that's in the name of the Lord, that's in the name of the Most High, so then what happens then? That everyone knows to attribute it to the Most High, not to a shield. Okay. We've been saying it before, them shields, man, them shields. You know, it is what it is. Them shields ain't gonna die, alright? They ain't gonna know what to do. Okay, they're gonna be, you know, some of them probably promise a seat in a bunker, and they ain't got no seat, no bunker. You know what I'm saying? So when all the lights go out, man, and all that happens, all the chaos in the streets, a lot of them are gonna get caught up out there in the general public that are hungry, cold, you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of cold, right? It's cold, right? It's cold right now.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yesterday we were that cold. The next day, I walked out the house. There was nothing normal. I was like, damn, this shit crazy. And it was when people say, oh, it's going to be a snowstorm. You know what I'm saying?
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Right, so Jeremiah, Isaiah, you know, these different prophets. Yahweh Shai be the prophet. Okay, Yahweh Shai prophesied things. Okay, so the Lord give the word unto the prophet. Okay, we got this, and the Lord told Jeremiah that, and the word was firing in us. You know, Jeremiah 20.
That's right. Jeremiah 20 and yeah, I'll get you. Jeremiah 23 and 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord Yahweh?
Is it, you know, I think you can go a bit above that.
Jeremiah 5.
Yeah, but let's read that.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?
Yeah, that's the word of the Lord. It's fire. Imagine that. So, you look at it from that perspective. When you teaching, people are getting burnt up. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually. So it's like they're standing there and they're jacked up. They're messed up, you know what I mean? They can never be the same. They'll walk off and spin the block back and come back. What have you done? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Burn off.
It's spiritually robust. Oh man.
Huge and burn off. That's crazy. It's like a double-edged sword in all the scriptures, spiritually. So they get burned up in you. That's just crazy.
I got the other one as well. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them.
Right, so that's what happens. The truth burns them up, bro. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. And right now, bro, you had all these meetings at WEF, and all these different meetings going on. And you know what? Every time they have like the Bilderberg meeting, they've got a list of the topics that they're talking about. And it's always to do with AI, security, you know, immigration, ICE, all that stuff. So that's why they got ICE, because it be AI, security, immigration, all of that I've seen, read it. So you know that's what they're talking about. That's what they're focusing on. And then it just so happens that worldwide, all of that gets tightened. Okay. That's how Esau rules, man. These organizations, the governments and the organizations, the elites, the international banking family, push their things, their corporations.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, so you know, he comes, and that's why there's in Revelation it talks about the Lamb, two horns. He can come in like that. Matter of fact, when they put the chip, that's how they're going to come as well. It says the seeds them that took the mark. They're going to tell you that it's really benefit. It's convenient. It's a miracle chip. It can cure it. Because of these outbreaks, that chip can cure you from that. That's what they're going to say. They're already using them chips for people that are injured and things like that. That's how they're using it. So say if you've got a missing leg or something, or a missing arm, you put this chip in there, and now you can actually use that arm. You know, that's what they do with these chips right now.
Or even when you had that, remember that the old woman with the bionic eye? Years ago, they had the old white woman, so-called white woman that received that implant, that bionic eye because she lacked vision in one of her eyes or something. You know, that's that whole convenience. and that was all over. That was breaking news all over BBC.
Yep.
You know, the first woman to receive the bionic eye, and it showed her, you know what I mean, with that fucking eye patch on and shit. She could see partial colours and that through, you know, through technology. You know, which that's all the part of the deception. You know, and again, like, reason why I brought that scripture out with the, you know, drawn sword, smoother than butter, because it's the same thing with the whole West. You know, they'll come to you, they'll speak about climate change. You know, they'll tell you that we need to change this, we need to change that, and the future of AI is going to make this happen, it's going to be so much for your benefit. It's all about deception, and they're always in a suit. You know, they're always on that podium, you know? And they present it to you like it's the best thing ever, it's going to make your life easier, it's going to be the best for, you know, for the world globally. Well, it's called the World Economic Forum, so it's like, this is a global move that they're making. You know, digital currencies are getting pushed. Elder Apostle Tahar just did a video about the which we've been telling you about, the BRICS unit. You know, the BRICS unit, they're coming out with that BRICS unit, and they're making it go live this month. You know, but you got the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and they're pushing their digital currency, which is backed by 40% gold. We told you this. You know, and then if the other 60%. I believe they're using their own currencies like the yuan and stuff and that and whatever, but basically they're freezing out the dependence on the American dollar, which the American dollar hasn't been challenged on this front like it's being challenged now. And that's why, hey, this can really stir up, you know, the pot with World War III. You know? But again, it's a digital currency that they're pushing. You know? So this ain't no joke. When the chip gets pushed, they're going to deceive you into taking that, you know?
Scripture. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, like the church that the brother goes to, right? You know what I'm saying? They're not ignorant of what he's doing. Straight out. You know what I'm saying? Flat out, man. Okay? And we know that it's true. You know, y'all talk about y'all, if you ain't got the truth, if you ain't one of the prophets that believes, you don't know what's going on. Okay, because you woke up to certain things now. But everyone, first of all, everyone's gonna be awoke to certain things. When you put that chip out, everyone's gonna be, you don't have to be a truther or not. You ain't gonna have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone on you, everyone gonna know. Okay. Well, can I ask you this? Do you know that Nasser and them are trying to fight Yahweh Shai? Do you know that? You know, that's mainly what it's all about. Okay? They know there's going to be a galactic battle in the heavens with the chariots and Esau's laser beams versus the Lord's laser beams and stuff like that. Okay? So,
Because what we're teaching, like you said earlier, everyone's going to know it eventually, because it's all coming to pass. So we're entering into a time where you don't even need faith no more, because it's going to be happening. It's playing out upon the earth. So that's why the faithful are going to be rewarded so heavily, because we had the faith when nothing was seemingly happening in front of our eyes, man. You know, so that's where that reward comes from. But if anything's happening and now you're saying, yeah, you believe, that don't really count, because now you can see it. Now it's already manifest.
that's the definition of faith.
Yep.
We've been seeking the kingdom. It says wisdom bring you through the kingdom. We're trying to get out of here. All this is just the only kingdom that's been on the planet. It's just, you know what I'm saying? And this is when you read Revelation 17, it tells you about the power structure. We prophesy and let you know where you are in that prophecy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the prophets always did that.
Right.
The prophets were always on the scene letting you know where it is. You know? They like the elders said, this ain't the only kingdom that's ever existed. Like, you know, you had what the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, and them Babylonians, they got fucking surgically struck, like surgically struck with the handwriting on the wall. Where do you think you get that saying, the handwriting on the wall? That comes from the book of Daniel, man. What are you talking about? That actually happened. The handwriting came on the wall, many tekel, Ufasid. You know what I'm saying? So just the same way that they had their bounds in their kingdom, modern day Babylon the Great has their bounds in this kingdom. Oh, you just had a fucking bald eagle that got found. American bald eagle, which they take pride in. They was just face down in the dirt. That fucking filthy bird. You know what I mean? That Edomite picked it up, put it on the table and that. His dog wouldn't even fucking touch it. He was sniffing it, he was staying away from it. The dog had sense. But this guy picks it up, like Apostle Tahar was saying, and put it on the fucking table. You know? Because Elder Apostle Tahar was going into how we're in the semi-quincentennial. Which semi means half, you know, quin going back to 5, centennial, 100, half of 500 years. 250-year anniversary of America's birth. Alright? So we're actually, and the average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. So we're fucking at the end, man. As you can see, the science, this kingdom divided is done. Alright? All of that. You know? We told you about Jacob's trouble, like you said, bro. You know, you're seeing it now.
Yeah.
You know, everything that we were saying. So hold on, we were speaking about Jacob's trouble. You're seeing Jacob's trouble. We're speaking about the chip. You're going to see the chip. You do see the chip. People are getting chipped, you know? So it's here. I got a quick precept. 2nd Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in their mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You just read the scripture, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
That's it.
You ain't gonna get the mark of the beast out of the Egyptian book of the dead. You ain't gonna get stability from any of these other books other than the Holy Scriptures, other than the Bible, you know? They got the prophecies. That's why we're speaking the word. We're not speaking our own words. We're actually speaking the words of prophecy, man. And prophets prophesy. The word prophesy means to speak before, you know? So we have to declare what's going to happen before it actually happens. That's what prophesying means. That's what prophets do, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar was going into that not long ago.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, to say before, not after. You know?
Yeah, or during, you know, or during.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, you got to declare it before it actually happens. You know what I'm saying? You can't prophesy something that's you're already here. It's already happening. Hey man, there's gonna be a time in No, it's already here. You can't say that you prophesied that because it's actually here. You know?
Well, if you go back to the video more, that's what he's planning on doing. He's gonna lie and say, "Well, we've always taught that the chip was gonna come." You can just see it.
You always see people on the comment boards, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been telling people for 2 years." Okay.
Yeah, you do get them.
I see it all the time.
I've been saying this.
Yeah.
You always see it. I always see it, man.
So what was you doing?
I'm telling them, you know, about this. So you do this.
That's old news.
Right.
Look, you didn't know that.
People on the comment boards, man. Trying to get the glory on the comment boards. There's a video about something, and they'll be on the comment boards trying to get the glory up it.
Yeah.
Fucking imbeciles, man.
No videos on the page.
Right.
Yeah, doing nothing. Just
Even might be shit, man.
Yeah.
Written in that.
Damn.
See it.
too late, man. Too late.
Essence.
That's,
You get a lot of that kind of stuff. Thinking like that, in essence, you see it.
I got a scripture. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So that's what's going to keep us stable when all hell is breaking loose. The fact that we have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this book, the fact that we have been saying before, You know, the fact that we know what's going to transpire in these last days. We know that they're pushing this new world order system. We know that they're pushing a cashless society, and we know the end result is, you know, hipping the people, man. We know that. So that's what keeps us stable as these things unfold, because our faith is being confirmed in these last days, man. That's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, you ain't getting no wisdom and stability from the Bhagavad Gita, man.
Right.
Yeah, it don't matter how much times you can do them yoga stretches, you know, the meditational exercises. It don't matter how many fucking books you read on Taoism. You know, you turn over a new leaf. Oh, I'm going to Tibet. It don't matter, man. The wisdom, hey, the prophecies ain't in Tibet, bro.
Tibet.
You know, the prophecies ain't in, you know, the Buddhist temple. Some fat pot-bellied statue, man. And the thing is, the Lord actually mocks people that you know, want to stay on these idols, false idols and that. Where is thy God that thou hast made thee? The scriptures tell you that.
Yeah.
You know? The Lord's going to mock you when your fair cometh. You know, when your calamity comes. Right? Let's go back to verse 3 in 2 Esdras 15. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You know? So to be unfaithful, because like earlier was being brought up, what the definition of faith. The scriptures tell you that without faith it is impossible to please it. You know? So to have faith in this word, Hebrews 4:2. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. And like Napash was reading earlier, Amos 3:7, surely the Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So you have to have these, you know, secrets revealed unto you to remain stable, to know what's going on. That's why the scripture says wisdom is the principal thing. You know? And get wisdom of all that getting, get understanding. It's about getting the understanding, man.
Said wisdom is a principal thing. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, or ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore.
Yeah, that's why the scripture says, what, seek ye first the kingdom, right? And all these things shall be added. Like, everything is vanity, man. Like, all of this fucking illusion, this fucking metropolis, which means go back to Mother City. All these conveniences, the lights are currently on at the minute, the heating, you can put the heating on, twinkle your toes. You got that soft rug, you know what I mean? You got the fireplace burning. All of that, it's all coming to an end. Pure chaos is about to happen on these streets, man. You know, but wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. Seek ye first the wisdom. And all these things, hey man, this is why, look man, we're serious about this. That's why we're out here in the cold, preach the word, instant, in season and out of season. This is why we do this, because we understand that wisdom brings to a kingdom.
Yeah.
And the kingdom's in us.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you mentioned the first, not strong. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, basically, you've got the babe,
Yeah.
she's laid up, just lying there, you know what I'm saying? Twinkling the toes. And basically, you know, in your head, you get so, you know what, you're gonna get wiped out, basically. You know what I'm saying? You've submitted to, as we always say, this world, you know, the comforts of this world, the pleasures of this world. You know? Just lying there, but you know, like over Christmas we had all them different abominable treats. You know what I'm saying? The heatings and you know, toes trees. Right. Well, you're of this world, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. Y'all told, prophesied some things. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all don't even want us to tell the truth.
Yeah. What am I therefore become your enemy?
Right.
Because I tell you the truth. Shut him up. He's breathing on, you know. Shut up.
Party pooper.
You actually want us to shut up, you know. But, hey, when the scripture says cry aloud, spare not. You know, lift up my voice like a trumpet. Show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. You know, celebrating Christmas and all of that. That's, you know, we're showing you your transgression. We're telling you that you're in error according to the scriptures, man. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
You've got a Christmas tree in your house. You know, got the presents under it. Giving gifts. Yeah. You know, come on, man.
There's an Easter that will be put, you know what
Oh,
I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah. Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Ishtar, pagan goddesses and that, fertility goddesses and them things. Ishtar. So really, you think Easter, but it's really Ishtar. You don't even know like the origins of these things, man. You there in that Ishtar spirit, and you don't even realize it, man. You guys are some demons, bro. There's some serious demons.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. One of the most ancient pagan goddesses of all time.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I mean? Man, that shows you, man, that you're under the rulers of the darkness of this world. It shows you that. Your partner, man, you ain't gonna have the damn thing to say. You ain't gonna have, what are you gonna have to say? When all this, everything is revealed, you guys are worshiping Ishtar.
Uncle Free said, yeah, Ishtar. Come on, man. You guys are bugged out, man. He says, James chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of this world is enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh. Damn, man. You know, so you committing fornication, you know, a spiritual adultery, going after Ishtar. Yeah? You don't even know.
Gonna say
You know? So really, you're supposed to be calling upon Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. But you there talking about Ishtar. So that's completely off, man. So the Lord's gonna see you for that. You know? And you made yourself an enemy of the king of terrors. And that's gonna be terrible, man. That's a terrible fate. Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
said that if you tell them, they're gonna get mad.
Yeah, shut up.
You might get jumped, man.
Yeah,
To get that angry. You know? Tell them that at the Ishtar table.
yeah. What?
Drop it. Right. You know,
Yeah, the cutlery drop.
The claw salad. You grab this, you know, the claw. Drop that, man. You know what I mean?
Chair might go back. Might just leave the room. They'll have a little meeting. They'll conspire in the kitchen. What was he saying? What was he?
Right.
You know? He's gonna have to go. He's gonna have to go. You know?
Prophets are Lord, like the party practice.
That's right.
That's good.
They're telling you honest, harsh truth,
Yeah.
you know, but these harsh truths end up saving your soul, man. Okay. The Lord refers to us as spiritual soldiers. We don't deal with them weak spirits, man. Okay? That's what the people are.
Yeah, they go along to get numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why some people don't come out and teach because of that. They don't want to get spotted, don't want to get seen, don't want to get ridiculed. So they're showing, you know, they're showing pledging their allegiance to this.
He's choosing their side.
You're making it known, like that dude in that movie, the Mark Hopkins.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Pledge that allegiance, man. You want to get your fucking head chopped off. I mean, guess what happens to you? Let nobody get their heads chopped off. But hey, it is what it You know, we sell out, we, especially in Israelite. If you guys are the worst, how is it that you know you're an Israelite and you that's dark and satanic that you know the truth, and then you go and take it, shake a hand behind closed doors with the ease, you know he could rolls up to you. You know what I'm saying? You actually shake the dude's hand, right? You get a check.
That's mad.
Right, you might offer you thousands, man. You know what I'm saying? How many thousands of dollars, pounds, you know? US. And then you take that deal, and then now you prophesy, look, that name ain't the name.
Innit? That's wicked, man.
That's crazy. That's what y'all are doing. But the next day in the school, the dude, look, that name ain't the name.
Just flipped it up completely.
Overnight.
Completely compromised.
You know what I'm saying? then people got questions. He's already got the scriptures prepared, man.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? He's already got the butchered the argument all set up. Then it don't make sense. So that's what they do. Then they start going to scriptures, they're scrambling around. It don't make sense. How the hell are you going to teach that the name of the Lord and the Son ain't the name? How are you going to teach that, man? You ain't right, man. You ain't right. You ain't right, man. When the prophets came, they came in the name of the Lord. That was the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. The prophets, the Lord sent them. That's the whole point. There's nothing else about it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come in the name of themselves.
Yep.
Oh, we're this Israelite guys just teaching. Well, that doesn't make sense. How does that even make sense? You ain't connected, man. Then you know what I'm saying? Then what are you? You're a robot, nigga. Zombies, man. How you can't go come in the name of the Lord? And then you read in the Lord's book, you read his words, and he will say, yeah, you come in my name, you go, and you ain't, you know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
Scripture.
Fucking crazy. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
You're going to it.
Yeah, so they're covering themselves with a spirit that's not of Yahweh Shimi Yahushai, man. You know, they've sold out, they've taken that bag, you know, and they're now, you know, perverting the words of Yahweh Shimi Yahushai, man, for the sake of gain in this world, which the scriptures go into the, you know, corruptible crown. They're laboring for a corruptible crown, but we're laboring for an eternal crown that's going to be given to us, Lord willing, by Yahweh Shai, man. You know, so you got to see past this wicked kingdom. You got to see past what this kingdom has to offer, because it's nothing in comparison to the kingdom of heaven, man. Scriptures talk about, how does it worded in Romans 8? The weight of glory. Everlasting weight of glory. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what we're laboring for, you know? Not this corruptible crown, not, you know, a kingdom that's on its way out, that's about to fall and get destroyed. That don't make no sense, man. But that's what they've sold out for.
Yeah, so, and you know what, man? I'm glad you said that, because, you know, all these elites, they're going to get chained up. That's what's going to happen. All right? You ain't soon, there's going to be chaos in your streets, man, for lack of bread. All right? Let's be real. Let's talk about some real shit. That's what it's going to be. So all this messing around, you can't handle some rough-ass words. You're going to die, man. You're going to get folded up. You ain't going to last. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, talk to I got what? Titus chapter 1 verse 9. Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. For there are many and unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, those that know that they're Israelites, right? Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. That's the compliment.
Yeah. And a lot of these niggas, a lot of these niggas you see that are on the telly or on the social media, always popping up. You know what I'm saying?
Deal.
You
They
know
got like
them.
all these views.
Yep.
Popped up on everybody's shit. You know, a lot of them niggas got views, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Deal.
And the Lord is stopping their mouths, man. You remember you had that guy, Prince of the Power, he was scoffing. The Lord took him out. He's gone. You know, he's back in the spirit world now, in his right mind. So the Lord made an example of that dude. And it's going to start happening more and more.
Well, by thy words thou shalt be justified,
Yeah, yeah.
and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
That's it.
But
Yeah. Lord said it's what? So a lot of y'all, you gonna start dying. You believe it, man? Or it's happening. A lot of y'all gonna start dropping dead. For real. Okay. That's prophecy, man. We go into Jeremiah 15. It talks about even dogs in the tail like y'all look, man.
Yep.
So this is real shit. We keep telling you, like, Lord's got creatures out there, you know, Esau's got mad beasts that he's spliced. And the Lord's got creatures, Chupacabra and all that. Only in Mexico and stuff like that.
Yep.
All these things. They're going to tear, a lot of you really going to tear your ass, you know? It's crazy.
Imagine getting beaten up by a skipping beast. He grabs you by the neck.
That's
getting
terrible.
thumped.
That's terrible, man.
It's going to happen to you guys, man. What's that, Isaiah 66, your worst fears? Let me see if I can find it.
Stone cold slam to the ground. By a skipping beast.
Oh, boy.
I'll go to Jeremiah 15. Jeremiah 15, verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as are for death to death, such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine. And can I make?
People starving to death.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, you get a storm warning over there in the States, and that geezer Patrick Humphrey, he did a video on it. That geezer, and pretty much he was doing a report on how all the supermarket shelves were empty because people were panic buying because of this storm, man. You see, when things start happening, hurricane warnings and this and that, whatever, people don't want to be without. So what do they? The first thing they do, they rush to them stores and they clear shit off. Yeah, panic buying. And he was showing images of just the supermarket shelves. The supermarket shelves were just clean. You know? And it ain't even the time of, like, you know, the shit really hitting the fan yet. So you can imagine how things, that's just from a storm warning. So imagine when shit really hits the fan and there ain't no more restocking. Yeah, it says, and such as are for the famine to the famine, And famine is a bad way to die, man. The scriptures speak about that in Lamentations. You know, for these pine away, stricken food for the wants of the fruit of the field. It's better to die by the sword by way of hunger, basically. The scriptures tell you that. Because your body, that's like a slow, like torture. Your body's eating away at itself. Your organs are all getting fucking shut down, and your body's just eating away at itself, man. So people are going to be going through scenarios like that. And famine, or the scriptures tell you, whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for our learning. You can read about, you know, what is it, the woman and the king that were bargaining, or the two women that bargained about what, eating a baby. And the woman was explaining to the king, you know, that we're going to eat, we ate my child one day and we're going to eat their child the next day.
They made a deal.
And they made a deal about cannibalism, and this is an overeating baby, right? You know, so that's a horrific story. But again, that's written aforetime, written for our learning. You know, it says, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Yeah.
Amos chapter 6 verse 1. It says, woe to them that are at ease in Zion, and trust in the mountain of Samaria, who shall name chief of the nations, who the house of Israel. So, hey, you know, they that are at ease in society, they're fully developed. That's the safety spirit, they really believe in that. You got a rude awakening coming, you know. All kinds of death and destruction in the world. You know. Hey, Jacob trouble.
Jacob, so. With that, we out. Catch you next week.
Shalom.
Oh, wow.
We're going to end Jacob's show.